All right, everybody. This is going to be a good video because nobody really does this, and I'm not sure why, but running Google LSA or Google Ad or not Google Ads, I apologize, but Google LSA, Google Guarantee, is not a difficult task. And most business owners should probably run these themselves because the engagement that you need and the data that needs to be injected um, is critical to making sure that you have a Google LSA account that's working. So I'm going to walk through some tips on how to do this yourself and how to optimize it, how to maximize it, tips and tricks on how to do this right. And literally, you could have somebody, your child, do this for you. Once you know how to do it. So inside of Google LSA, number one, when you set up a Google LSA account and you're a new business and you're doing this, always set it up with zero field workers when you start. It's just you. You're the business owner. That requires you as the business owner to do the background check. Now, if you had 15 employees, you would need to put 15 employees in there, and that means all 15 employees would have to get background checks. And one of them has some type of a record and it causes you a bunch of issues. So start simple and do zero field workers, get your background check for yourself, get your ads running and calls coming in. Um, number one. Number two, setting up the account and getting it optimized is we're going to go into the profile. And when we go into the profile, the one thing I want you to do is put in good quality photos that are going to basically entice people that want to interact with your business. So a picture of you outside your van, a picture of, your wrapped van or whatnot outside of a customer's home, something that's warm and fuzzy that allows, a business owner to see a picture of you. If you have a professional done picture, put that on there so that they know who they're engaging with when they click the ad. It's very helpful. So get a good amount of those photos into your photo library. And then over here on the right, don't ask for message leads unless you're actually going to respond to these. And, direct business search, put that on. You don't get charged for returning customers that are looking for your brand. But the message lead piece, like you don't want to miss calls. You don't want to list messages or miss messages because any time that you don't engage with the system, it penalizes you. So, um, and always make sure you answer your calls. If you miss calls, your answer rate goes down and it really impacts your campaign on a negative level. The next thing, when you're picking service areas, okay, this is my advice. Pick the whole county that you want to work in. If you work in multiple counties, pick multiple counties. And then go in and exclude areas. So if I go in here, you can exclude service areas that you don't want to be in. So if there's certain towns or, little municipalities or whatever that you don't want to be in, exclude the areas, but target the whole county. This has been seen to be more productive than trying to pick every little city inside of your market because you'll miss little gaps in between of where there are customers that are looking for you. So try to do that when setting up your service areas. Now, if I can move this out of the way, let's go here, hide this. I want to, oh, there I am. So sorry, I've got my Buckeye shirt on after the big Buckeye win over Michigan. And let's go here and let's get out of here. So, next thing is set your business hours that you want to receive phone calls. If you're going to put 24 hours, make sure you're answering your phone through 24 hours. Do not miss phone calls. Otherwise, set your business hours to match your current business hours that match on your Google, your business profile. The other thing is make sure you put all of the jobs that you want to get calls for. This is where you pay for quality work or, you know, people that are looking for work in the service areas that you uh, are advertising for. If somebody calls for a roof and you're a plumber, then you don't pay for that lead. So be efficient in putting what things that you want to get calls for. Okay. The next tip or strategy is in the bidding and budget. Now, everybody says, I had a guy tell me, the other day, oh, my business coach told me just to put $5,000 a week. When you're starting out and you're setting up an account with Google and you're a new plumber or a new HVAC guy, like it knows you're not going to spend $5,000 a week. You haven't done any advertising or very limited advertising. It knows when you're trying to manipulate them. Okay. So the general rule is to, if you're going to bid, general rule is 10 times what the average lead cost is. So if the lead cost is 300 or $30, start out at $300 a week. You can always increase it, but you need to get the algorithm liking you and giving you calls first before you start playing with things. And the other thing is once you get in the algorithm and it starts giving you quality phone calls, don't mess it, don't pause it, don't stop it. Okay? Let Google love you for a little bit. All right? So when you're setting up your bidding, there's two ways to do it. You can do automated billing and you can do manual bidding. Now, even in automated bidding, okay, um, you can set up a max or custom cost per lead. Now, there's two ways to do this. If you're starting out new, everybody kind of clicks the automated billing, and it tells you how many leads you should get a week within this budget. Everybody's doing the same thing. So if you got, 5 other people that did this in your market, everybody's bidding pretty much the same. So, reviews are going to impact this. But what I like to try to do is if Google's recommending that you're, and let's see if I can go back to in the auto bidding, it will tell you that you should get so many leads per week um, with your budget. So if I set $400, okay, per week, it's going to tell you you should get 18 leads per week at $400. So you're talking about, you know, let's do the math. Let's look here. $400 and you're supposed to get 18 leads. That's $22 per lead is what the auto bidding is. So if it was me, okay, and I figured out this is what it is, and it'll adjust it based off how much you spend. But if I want to go in here and say, look, I will do manual bidding and I'll pay $32 a lead when everybody else has started at $22 a lead. This could help you win some business out of the gate. Now, obviously, you want your cost per lead to be manageable within your business. However, it's a way to overbid a little bit to outplay your market and the other people in your market. The other thing you can do is auto bid and set your target loss or target cost per lead here and set it here at $32 or wherever you want to get it. So you could set it at $40, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just um, keeping it here at $30. But you can play with this a little bit when you start and think about how aggressive you want to get when you're trying to compete for business. And if the algorithm picks it up, let it run and take advantage of it. So, the other thing I want to show you is inside of your leads. Now, this is the important part. Google loves themselves and Google wants you to use their tools. So, if you have a call that comes in, okay, and this is where you need somebody, Google wants you to put the customer's name here. They want the customer's email and they want you to write notes about the call. Customer called in about a clogged drain. They want us to come out and inspect it or do a camera inspection, or we need to jet it out, or it's going to be a sewer repair. Whatever it is, write your notes in here. Google loves data. The other thing is you need to archive it, or if you book the call and you're going to go out and meet the customer, mark it as a booked lead. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can rate this lead. You can go in here and you can tell Google, that you're satisfied with this lead or very dissatisfied. Okay. You got to let Google know what's working for you and what's not working for you. And this is where it gets a little tricky because you might get 15 calls in a day. As these come in and somebody's taking these calls, they need to update this information. Okay. Google loves when you give them information about how they are doing. So if you want a good LSA campaign, inject this data as soon as possible when that call comes in. Rate the lead. Did you book it? Did you not book it? Was it a bad lead? Archive it if not, but make sure you fill out the customer that called you, if you get their email address, and then notes about the call. Even if it's a bad call and you say, "Hey, they called in and they want us to fix their roof, and we're a plumber and we don't do roofing," and then rate it as a bad lead. But you have to engage with the tools inside of the Google LSA. If you have any other questions, um, I'd love to help you. This is something you can run yourself. Anybody can do it. It's not a Google Ads. Google Ads is rocket science, and there's a lot of mechanisms inside of it. But when it comes to running this, okay, it's not hard. It's setting up your profile and budget correctly. It's managing the leads correctly, setting your budget in your target area. Um, you can do it. I know you can. It's awesome, and I wish you much luck.